Final race then, race number 8, Class 3 here over the 1,200 metres, headed by Smart Leader, having his third start for the campaign, third start here in Hong Kong as well, drops in trip. Jumbo Happiness, third last start, that was behind Eagle, 80-80, course and distance winner first up this season, as was Eagle, of course, beating Jumbo Happiness. Fantastic feeling, a 4-time course and distance winner, he's first up, as is Game Changers. And Hero Time, he's 2 from 5 course and distance last season, he's first up for the season too. Game Changers, one of the horses first up this campaign, has been up to Chung Fa. He came back on the 11th. Now we're back at the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map for this one, Brett, and this is how they potentially line up. Eagle, last start winner. California Archer, he's got a fair bit of speed, but a wide gate to overcome. Yep, they may be matching it, those two together in the early stages. Smart Leader has drawn out in barrier number 9, so it's a little bit awkward, isn't it, for him? Potentially he may have to drop sort of back in, try and find a little bit of cover there, but doesn't look like there is going to be much on offer. And Game Changers is a horse that has led on a couple of occasions, so he may even travel forward too, going in fresh, coming back from Chun Fa. But Eagle and California Archer look the two to share it early. Jumbo Happiness and also 80-80 from their draws look like they should get nice runs in transit. Yeah, some strong form to work with here, Paul. What have you seen for us in the morning? Well, the first one we're going to have a look at is Jumbo Happiness. He did run third behind Eagle, but does meet him better off at the weights. And a bit of, and Eagle's got a tricky barrier draw. He's come on for that run as well, Jumbo Happiness. Interesting that Zach Purden has jumped aboard him as well, or stuck with him, I should say, over 80-80. Here is Eagle, though. There's nothing wrong with him. He's thriving at the moment. He's just going to have a slightly different conditions from last time, but he's doing everything right at this stage, as you can see, and stretches out really nicely there. I thought Jolly Convergence is a horse who's on the improve a little bit. He's getting down on the ratings as well, so it wasn't a bad piece of work from him as well, but he's going to find it very awkward from barrier 12. All right, OK, well, let's start off with Jumbo Happiness and his jockey, Zach Purden.
Zach, Jumbo Happiness, second up. Do you think he'll improve with that run under his belt? Yeah, I hope so. You know, he probably just didn't really get the tempo to quite suit him last time. Hopefully there's a little bit more speed in the race. He's drawing nicely, so he's going to be able to lay up a bit, and, you know, we just hope that he's come on. You take on Eagle again. Can you turn the tables on him this time around? Yeah, we probably get it a little bit better at the weights, and hopefully there's a little bit more pressure on him. And if that happens, we could easily turn the tables for sure. Another horse in the race is 80-80, who you won on last time out. How do you compare these two? Yeah, there's not much between them. There's not much between all three of them, actually. It's just going to come down to who gets the best run in the race. You come off a big day. Well done on your 4 winners on Monday. It must have been nice to win on horses like Little Giant and Beauty Generation. Yeah, it was good to have Little Giant back at the races. He's been a little bit frustrating, been stuck in his box for so long, but we were able to see what he could do there on Monday, which was nice, and Beauty Generation just went out and done what he does, and it's good to have him back as well. Yeah, some real class on show on Monday at Sha Tin. There's nice horses here, though. So Zach's got a bit of an inside track as far as a number of these runners are concerned. A horse he was just touching on then, 80-80, who won last time out, but he'll, of course, ride Jumbo Happiness here. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah, Zach's ridden both of them, and as Zach just said, there's not much between Jumbo Happiness, 80-80 and Eagle. It's whoever gets the best run in the race. And both 80-80 and Jumbo Happiness are drawn to run well, so it's going to be a really good race. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see whether Alberto Sano can sort of get the position in front of Jumbo Happiness from barrier 2 as opposed to gate 1 and get the little advantage early on 80-80. Yeah, well, as far as Zach touched on the weights as well with Jumbo Happiness and Eagle, he's 5 pounds better off with him. 80-80 won from barrier 3 last time. He's got barrier 2 this time round, so all of that looks pretty lined up. Now, we've got more to take in, of course. Harrier Jet, good record here again. He's one that's drawn well. Shouldn't be inconvenienced by that at all. His first up record's poor. He's had 3 starts and never featured in the frame, but he's had 2 trials going in, and he was a winner back in late May, defeated Star of Joy, ran OK behind Double Valentine at his next start. He ran second to Orionids as well, so he's a horse that likes the course and distance, and he has been able to record some fast times over the 1,200 metres at Happy Valley.
Obviously, others have got the edge of a run underneath their belt, but not completely out of it. I got him in on a minor scale.
Yeah, that's what swayed it for me, with the other ones having the run in his fresh up record. So I've left them alone at this stage.
All right, and that was Little Giant winning that trial as well. So not a bad sort of form line to work with there. Fantastic feeling. The next one we're going to take a check of. Good course and distance record.
He does. This is a horse that Paul's often got right. He was placed in his last 3 starts last season. He's the actual place favourite in betting at the moment, and one of many in single figures on a win line.
Yeah, he's never won fresh up from his 5 different campaigns. He's been placed a couple of times, so that just worried me a little bit as well, because again, it might be just a fitness edge it comes down to, and he's a year older now as well. He's a 7-year-old. So I have left him alone for this race.
All right, OK, so just a watch on him. One more to have a look at here, and it's a trial we've seen a fair bit of on the show today. So, yeah, this is Glorious Forever winning the trial, but this time we're focusing on Hero Time, lightweight here on Wednesday.
Yep, and he was quite impressive when he won in Class 4, beating Leisured Feet California Aspar. He stepped up into Class 3, was beaten 4 1/4, but he had an excuse. He pulled up with mucus, so I think he's worth a forgive on that performance. The barrier did worry me. Gate 11's very tricky in this type of race over 1,200 metres at the Valley, but I think he's got the scope to improve further and definitely win in the class. The barrier turned me off on this occasion.
Yeah, me too. I left him out. And he's on that 63 rating, so he's not far away from a class drop. So we're really interested in him if he gets back to Class 4.
All right, OK, I'm going to give him a squeak. I think he's probably worth an each-way shout there. But who's the one to beat here, Paul, in the last?
Well, really looking forward to this race. And what I've gone with in the end, I went with Jumbo Happiness. I've got him on top to beat the 4, which is 80-80, Eagle, and G1 Lover. So there's not much between the 3, but I think Jumbo Happiness, that run under his belt, has just got the right run. So 3, 4, 5 and 7 I went with in the end. But I will go exotics, the 3 that Zach mentioned, box the 3 up, because there's not much between them.
I'm going to shop for a bit of value here. G1 Lover trialled really well prior to his debut performance. His debut was over the 1,000, which has generally been a little bit on the sharp side. He's a more 1,200-1,400 metre horse. He goes in second up, reasonable record second up, and a good barrier for Dylan Moe, who knows the horse well. There should be a solid tempo. I think G1 Lover can run a decent race at an each-way price. 80-80, Jumbo Happiness, probably the 2 to get the nicest runs. Harrier Jet. So 7-4-3-2, but 7 each way.
Yeah, well, I think Jumbo Happiness, the one to... I give California Archer a squeak, though, as well, particularly gets out in front. I've got a bit of time for him. Right, stats for this week. We're going to focus on Mi Choi and his Happy Valley record, Paul.
Yeah, we normally know Mi Choi is a dirt with his stats, but if we focus on his Happy Valley, he's not too bad here as well. 31 runners there with 7 wins, 5 seconds and 2/3. So a 45% first 3 rate isn't too bad for Mi Choi. So he's quite a versatile trainer, as you know, and I think Namjong Plus looks tough to beat in the second, so he can add to that stat there anyway with Namjong Plus.
All right, he's come up pretty short, so what do you go for the best in the end?
I went with Travel Successor. I just think this horse is going really well at the moment. He's only had 1 start back to Crusoe, and he should have won. He was 4 or 5 wide the whole way. If he reproduces that, he'll win by 3. So I've got him on top, Travel Successor as my best, and Simply Big. We'll take a chance with him at 25 to 1 or whatever he's paying. He's paying something similar to that. In a real trappy race, he should get the best run in it. He's only had 1 start here in Hong Kong, so Simply Big there. And the player of the day will take Mr. Picasso, one of the old favourites, with Clear Choice and Travel Successor, QQP.
All right. My best star of joy, I was quite taken with his first up run. He's drawn much better here for Dylan Moe, and I think he can posse up and improve on that and run a very good race. He'll be an each-way price, and I think he'll go pretty close. It's a bit of the Moe show for me. G1 Lover in my long shot spot. Race 8, number 7, going in second up. His trial before his debut was really good, and I think he can run a race at a price. Play of the day, Electric Lightning, Impeccable Fellow, Bundle of Energy, race 3 in the QQP.
All right, well, Umberto Rispoli got home my best bet on Monday, so I'll go in again. Glorious Artist, not the fact he's an absolute guaranteed winner. Glorious Artist is a good race, but I think it'd be a decent price first up here. He's a nice horse for sure. Race 7, number 10. And Waldorf, Alvin Ong on speed. I think he could run into a spot as well. Power Max probably the one to beat there in race number 4. And the Player of the Day, QQP, Inglorious Artist Race with Packing Dragon and Insatiable. 1, 5 and 10 there, the QQP. So looking forward to Wednesday night's programme. We started off, though, talking about the National Day programme. Just been letting that sink in over the course of the show. Beauty Generation is in rare territory now, up in the 130s.
Yeah, of course, Abel Friend 138 after he won the Premier Bowl, coming back from that magnificent campaign the year prior. So, yeah, it just highlights how well he's come back, Beauty Generation.
It's going to be a great season because there's some really exciting horses this season with the sprint and the mile as well.
All right, well, that's the show, though. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Paul, Brad and the rest of the team, hope we see you at a Happy Valley when we will be racing to win.
Good night. Good night.